course. So I missed a year, but I'm so happy to be back here, living that weekend 2024, right? So, welcome to the show. Just with a little bit of a remembrance of David McGee, who passed away in January of this year. Did any of you guys get a chance to ever read that? It was awesome. Yeah. I can't, I can remember more than it was. I can't say we were walking away from the speaker. I can't say we were friends, but we were friendly. I got to, interview him a few times. We had dinner, we talked on the phone some, and I just got to hear some of the stories. And, obviously the river was far away, and that great character was just a great guy. It wasn't, I remember him telling me that in high school, is this better? Yeah, in high school, he actually told me about, he was going to be apparently, and he was drug into this high school play. They're like, you're going to be the stage manager. He's like, oh, great, I'll be the stage manager. And they're like, yeah, you've got a lot of lines. He's like, what? They're like, oh, the stage manager's like the main part. And he's like, it suddenly panicked. So they did that, and then he did this play called Rhinoceros, and ended up getting cast as Flyboy by George. So all this was actually, not related. There were so many actors sort of like set their cap for the arts and they went on becoming an actor. Apparently, basically, somebody told me that was not the plan. We got lucky, So, I don't know what else to say. I'm just, trying to share the anecdotes that I had in my time. Because we all have a role. And I think we should all be thankful that we got that much out of it. So, anyway, guys, I'm so thrilled to be back and be a part of this. Again, my name is Brian Stewart, publisher of Fantastic Media. And I'll also go over and do these things. That's what I do. And I'm doing some of the panels on the weekend that I've always done in the past. Again, just ready to be back to see you guys again. We can just start with the talk with them just a bit.
All right, so you guys heard.
We're going to get our first celebrity panel up in about 10 minutes.
As you guys heard, that was a tribute for David Emge, who died about a month or two ago. Forgot the exact date. Unfortunately, I forgot, but he was Flyboy, one of the four main characters in Dawn of the Dead, in this mall. And he used to go to a lot of cons. I saw, if you go online and watch the cast reunion and stuff, he's got a very dry sense of humor. He's very funny. He kind of doesn't want to be there, but he's cool about it. And so he's very enjoyable in those panels. Go watch his appearances in those cons at various cities around the U.S. There were several where all four of them were there, and there were a few where only he was there with Galen Ross, who played Fran, and Peter, who was Ken Foray. Scott Reiniger shows up once in a while, but I think lately he's had some health issues. Everyone's getting old and everyone's got different things going on, so I don't know if he's even been to this thing for a long time. Ken usually comes. There's a great Dawn of the Dead Mall tour with Ken leading it, or a part of the group, from probably 10, 15 years ago on YouTube. It's kind of fun to watch, and Tom Savini's on the tour. And so pretty cool stuff. So anyway, we've got some time to kill before they start. And rather than restart the stream, I'll just leave it sitting here. Maybe I'll pan around a little bit. There's the bust of George right there, sculpted by Christian Stavrakis, who will be on the panel coming up shortly. He actually sculpted that of George. Nice little bust of George. There's a nice plaque below that. I got a shot of it on the video either earlier today or yesterday when I walked around with a local video. I'll be posting a local video sometime this weekend. I just haven't had to process it and upload it. But that is, George will be here forever as long as the mall is here. It's not just put here for this Living Dead weekend. It's a fixture in the mall now. There's also some pictures on the wall. I haven't found them yet, but they're posted somewhere on the wall of George on set with some of the cast, also posing with Dario Argento, who helped produce the movie. And of course, Dario got the rights through the production deal. He got the rights to distribute and edit his own version of Dawn of the Dead internationally. So that's why you have the European cut and you have the American cut, the American theatrical cut. There's also the extended cut, which is like the director's cut. And then there's a really extended cut. It used to be called Extended Mall Hours. There are a couple of different names for it. You can find online. It's really long. Has pretty much every piece of footage that was watchable that they could insert into the movie, so the running time goes way up. But I still prefer the theatrical cut because it's much tighter. It has a lot of the humor that was cut out of the European cut. It also has a better mix of score, and George was known not just for his editing, but his sound editing and choices of layering sounds, which is why the opening scene in Dawn of the Dead theatrical cut is just killer. I talked about it on the drive yesterday when I played the Dawn of the Dead score. And you can hear elements on the soundtrack that he took and layered along with some library music to create several elements of the movie. Not a lot of editors and directors do that. George was very hands-on and made stuff super cool that way. So that's why I prefer the theatrical cut. Not just because it's the first thing I saw of Dawn of the Dead when I was in high school, but yeah, it's good stuff. So you can watch all the cuts if you want to see extra footage, but definitely check out the theatrical cut if you haven't seen it. They're all on YouTube now. It used to be hard to find Dawn of the Dead because the distribution deal was not great over the last couple decades. But now you can find it all over YouTube, even in high quality. So definitely check that out. Still time to kill. Let me look around and see. One of my friends is going to be here somewhere. I don't think he's gotten here yet. So it's Michael from the Alpha Romero channel. He's going to come here. He's been here several times. And I don't see him yet, but he's here somewhere. So I'm pretty much standing exactly in the middle of where the clock tower was in the original movie. Look straight up, and there's a famous skylight paneling that has changed since they opened the mall. And I forgot what was over here in the movie. Right now it's a Dick's Sporting Goods downstairs and a JCPenney upstairs. As I showed earlier, the JCPenney from the movie is a 2-floor affair down where Cinemark is now. That was JCPenney. And it was so big it had its own escalators in there and elevator. It was a whole self-contained store. And the Living Dead Museum, which I will go to probably Sunday morning at this point, has the actual elevator moved down there as a giant prop and a segment of the escalator from JCPenney as they demolished it for building the movie theater. They also have some old light fixtures and some other memorabilia from the JCPenney. And back then JCPenney had a different logo. It was black and blue, and now it's red. So anyway, so we should be good. Should get started shortly here, I hope. So again, front seating is VIP, front couple rows. I did not buy the VIP. Maybe next time, but this time I was just trying to save money everywhere I could. So I think I'm zoomed out all the way, yeah. Guy using the massage chair up there. Instead of the blood pressure monitor, it'd be funny if the biker had a massage chair. He wanted to get a massage before he got back on the road, and then he gets attacked in the massage chair. And of course, the Army has a recruitment office here.
Look at that. 3 minutes early. Give them a round of applause. We're just going to start early. We just can't have these guys stand around. Take your job.
So the guy in the t-shirt there, that's Leonard Lees. He's the machete zombie. Tom Savini put a machete in Dawn of the Dead. So he signs his stuff as the machete zombie.
And I think those lights just click on. Don't worry about it.
He's got a cool t-shirt there, George Romero, Stay Scared. One of these guys is Chris Stavrakis. I haven't seen him before, so I'm not sure which one it is, but he's the one that made the bust of the of George Romero over there.
Check the mics. All good? Get there.
There he is, his machete zombie t-shirt on. He's still shot of his.
All right, you guys ready to get this going? I'd take that as a yes. Please welcome our first member of the day, the Dawn of the Dead panel, and glass from Walt Railroad, Ralph Reiner, and Christian Dryden. Welcome back. It's been a minute. So, Christian. Good. Christian, I love your shirt. Where'd you get it? What's this? Who makes those? I have a friend in Texas. My friend was did you have a hand in the graphics at all, or just? I had done several years ago. I really liked the design and stuck with it. Jim Crow, I have the same design. You can't try to hit everybody with one of those same colors. They're available here, right? You can get them here. Can you buy one of those here? Yeah, you can buy one right on my table if you want to. Not a hard sell. So let's talk about this movie here. Yeah, people like our t-shirts. Well, it's the elephant in the room. I want to just for that.
By the way, speaking of t-shirts to kids, it has a weird story.
What's the story of the shirt?
Last year, I was sitting across their booth.
Garth.
And there were some locations, different things.
Don't worry, just keep rocking. It's on. Nice and close. So that's the only one on that shirt for now.
And it's from the Garth. It was just on the design.
Do you know who designed that, or just
when you see him in the movie, he's the one who fights Marty Schiff's head and what's his name, Chaka, but he accidentally hit the tubing. So the first time he did it, looked like he was a bird pulling a worm out of his head.
Actually, the first time I did it, I did Marty. Over 2 feet. And I did the cut. And then the second time it was 2 feet. It was probably a long process. Okay, so I basically, I mean, I came out to doing that business and, you know, friends and stuff. And I come out to this convention and say, you know, this is my fourth time doing it. So I basically met Kevin at the Steel City Club, and I told him that I was going to bed and talking about it. And he basically said, hey, you want to come out to the convention? If you got long, I'll be here. And I basically met a bunch of people. Like I said, everyone was the best. Like, friendly people. And I was telling my friends, and I'm like, I'm not shocked at everything else. Like, there's nicknames and t-shirts everywhere. But I always come out and basically shock myself. That's why I got my scene like halfway through because
keep saying you were paying $1 a day. Did you guys spend the dollars, or did you just kind of keep them as souvenirs? It's just $1. What's that? I didn't get paid anything. What's that? $1. That was all I paid. That's already getting paid. For those of you that heard us work, I was working on the crew, and it was late one night, and we're waiting for the actors to come on set. And I knew the lights were set, and George was standing next to me. And there was something in my head that said, I'm going to ask him about playing a zombie in the film. So I just turned and said, hey, George, I want to play a zombie. So he said, we're downstairs here. He says, we'll go upstairs and see what they have. So I literally ran upstairs into the community room, big room we used to congregate to get our plan set up for where we were shooting. So long story short, there's an actor named John Young, and John was watching us up here next to him. I said, hey John, what do you have? So John told us to shed it out of the darkness into this light. There was like one little light on. He says, here. I'm like, oh, what's this? Oh, we're supposed to do it tomorrow. I said, well, I can do something else. Doesn't matter. Burned up all these parts. What you have? So I'm like, okay, and 24 hours later, I'm all this zombie made out, and Tom's meeting, and I cleared out where he was going to do with me. So zombie to them all. I wore glasses. I didn't have my glasses on, so everything was really blurry. And I woke up, knocked Tom off his motorcycle, and if you guys before you play, he gets out, and he kicks me in the chest, knocks me on the floor, and I start to get back up, I grab my leg, pulls the machete out of the boot, and he says, say goodbye, Freeman. And wow, I'm dead. And I just heard like, oh, I hope I make it to the God. Because I was really monsters and lovely crap, and I was just like having a moment. And then we were done, and I didn't have time to really take the makeup off. I had to go back to work. So I'm working on all over me and on my face, and I lived at home at the time, and went home, and went into my mom who was asleep, and I gave her a kiss on the cheek, and hey mom, I'm home. She just looks up and she goes, hi, Dad. She goes, and I was like, I hadn't thought about we all just kind of know each other after the show. Because a lot of us only there for one night and you're gone. Or, you know, like Ralph, he was there filming. He knew who Ralph was. And so we're Christian, or loving living. Now we become acquainted and friends, and like, it's a very, it's like a reunion. your mic's off. Is there a switch on your mic? Is there a switch on? Is there a switch on? Should be on the bottom of the mic. Just use that. He's gonna get back over there. Hold that thought. All right. We should be good now.
Can you hear me now?
We're good. That's better.
Okay, so I talked all over that. Sorry about that. But I just wanted to add, you have to think of the time period. We had 3 TV stations. That was it. There was no cable TV. The movie was made. There was no VHS. So when we made the movie, we didn't think it was going to go anywhere. I mean, I saw the effects that were going for this. I never saw anything like that before in my life. And I knew this was definitely going to go for networks with the censorship. This is going to play the ride. It was for a week. And we'll never see it again. I mean, that's the way I looked at this going into it. I had no idea, longevity. Then all of a sudden, all of the box office started up. They got 2 movies a month that you could, they call it pay TV. And then all of a sudden, Baymax came on. And then all of a sudden, you started some more games. And that was one of the first games being sold. So I think that John that it was made at just the right time. That I think that made it this today. And if it wasn't for that, you would never see it again because there was no way to show it. It would be,
Did you buy videos when you first came out?
oh yeah. I bought the tape before I got the VHS player.
No, when you first showed your friends and family, your family and friends, or did you just kind of enjoy it on your own?
Nobody I knew was interested in seeing it.
So you just kind of sat down and enjoyed it.
I watched it, to bring back memories, and see it on the shelf. So, and by the way, I did a Super 8 movie, but again, there was no such thing as a DVD extra. I made it for my students. I taught them all making it. I wanted them to know what it's like to see the movie again. So I made that Super 8 movie for my students, and then after a while, I stayed on the shelf for years and years and years. And my brother called me saying that Anchor Bay was going to make a DVD, and they were interested in putting the DVD onto the special features. So I sent him the Super 8 movie in the mail, and that's all everybody to see it.
So you kept that on Super 8, or did you transfer it to digital just to keep it fresh? I mean, that's an old Super 8.
Well, they actually took the Super 8 movie, the original, and they made the thought. But I pulled it off the screen camera, just so I would have it off on VHS. And then all they really was that and I narrated it and things that was on DVDs.
How long did they edit that down to? the lucky microphone. Not so lucky right now. It's the blue one. And that works.
All right, if I remember correctly, they were in the gas tank. They were on the I was surprised that we even got ready for it. I didn't realize that was going to happen. I kind of wish I would have done that instead of spending it in hindsight. There are some things that we have. One of the things we were really talking about, there was a hat. Like which said things like that. Feel like we understand. And it was all white. So that was a zombie. And I think the last time I saw that was about 4 years ago. And I couldn't find it. I was going to bring it in. I don't know how many people still have it, but I think I feel a little more together.
Did you buy the VHS for the tape when it came out? Did you buy the tape when it came out to watch? So any other memories of it when you're looking around the wall? I mean, does it bring back anything as far as
Just standing and watching what's going on in the distance. One of the things that I heard here was
how many days were you here for filming? How long? How many days? And that was pretty much every night? Just on the weekend? Just on the weekend.
it had to be under a small so after the was, we came in and stayed all night. Had to be out next day. And that was Saturday nights were best because that's when we had the blue loss in Pennsylvania. There's no trouble on Sunday. So they had all day.
At what point did you realize that this is really an amazing film? Like years later, when it was finished, when you first saw it, when you first realized that it was pretty good film?
I would have to say it wasn't until we went down the side. It was completely amazed by it. I had no idea this is what we were doing. Because what Ralph said, most of what we were doing didn't seem to make sense. We just little steps. If you look at the movie, and I'm sure all movies are like this, you're seeing more cuts. Every one of those is set up, shot, being involved in doing the things, seeing it being done, and seeing on the screen like that. At that time, and there was never anything like that.
Okay, Christian, you can obviously the dollar means a little bit more than a 11-year-old. Do you remember the money you got when you did it? When you saw it in the theater, what were your reactions?
Well, I don't know what I do with my dollar. I assume I spent that candy. Funny thing is, I've seen like the scene when it came out on like VHS, I thought when I saw it, I literally watched my scene, and that's kind of it. And like the actual first time I sat through the entire film was with the cast, and it's similar, like a couple years ago. And I've seen this like for years. From the sit from the beginning to end, I haven't done until like a few years back. Like, and I had a great time. I think it's a great movie. But I had a good time watching the cast and watching it. And basically, even this is sort of falling out. It was my scene, like halfway through, my daughter was in it. And like at one point I was sitting there and it got really quiet. And all of a sudden you hear my voice go, "Cue my mother!" And she comes walking down the bed and stuff. There she is. There she goes. And then you can't find her.
So you didn't see it in the theater before? So at that time, were a lot of like, was it rated where someone 11 years old could walk in the theater and see it? Was it rated like that? I don't think it's it almost got, we got it. You're like,
There was a lot of talk about rating, and we were afraid of people looking at it. Like, they would have been censored when they coming out of the film. So we started thinking, and the people that I was in touch with, we started thinking that it might not even make it to the theaters. I mean, this was a graphic, grotesque horror, like in-your-face horror. Nothing like this had ever been done. And we were on the set watching these things being done. You know, grips, we're down there, so we're like 10 or 20 feet away from the action. So now we're just becoming like the audience watching the film, only close up like each other out. There were moments where we would cringe, things like, wow, that's intense. Oh, this film was crazy to watch. And so, you know, we were all given a script. We were all given a script. But we knew it was coming. This is unusual, I think, on the set. And I have my own knowledge of the script from the original. And so watching these things happen, I'm like, oh. Now, I think we talked over, and we're like, this is going to be like something extraordinary. Though we didn't really know
Thank you so much. That was awesome. Thanks, guys.
Okay, guys, I'm going to cut it here real quick because I'll walk around. I might lose signal again. Stay tuned for more stuff. Catch you later.